penultimate episode of Stepping Stones, but this is not the final episode. This is just the penultimate part of a much bigger picture. This was designed, this initial part, from episode 1 to now, to get everybody acclimated with me, in order for anybody to understand me and resonate. They had to know where I came from and what I went through and what I've overcame, and that's what that was. So here we are. This episode, we're going to discuss life after my diagnosis to the present day. So we're all caught up. Okay. So without further ado, here we go. Be working, okay? Like, I'm just gonna say it like that. Like, the Lord really be working, and always on time. Let's make that clear. After I got to a period of good enough recovery, like once I got back on my feet, was working, take my medicine like I need to, and then it clear. There came a point in time at the top of that next year, which was 2020, and as everybody knows, that was like right before crap started getting crazy with the pandemic. So my miserable ex took it upon himself to, I guess, file a notion, for us to not live in the same place. Mind you, we lived together. He had this delivered to me by a sheriff. Like, what? Lousy. So basically it was basically like a notice telling me, I guess, to answer or not be there anymore. So and of course at that time I didn't know that. I didn't know what the heck it was. I never dealt with that before. This was like a whole other thing. But anywho, the time came to move, and I think I mentioned this before, but I packed that whole place up in like less than 24 hours. Less than that. Okay? I'm talking about went to the store, got my bins, packed my stuff, and the day I moved out, I didn't know what I was going to, first of all, I didn't know what I was going to do, because I had always, before that, because we had been together for years, unfortunately, and before that, I just moved to Georgia with my people. So I had never fully been on my own yet, so I'm just like, all right. So thankfully, my best friend at the time offered me to stay at her place until I found my place and got moved. And can y'all believe that the day that I moved out was technically my mom's birthday? So that was really crazy. Like, that was just a very emotional, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a really frustrating day, just because of the fact that on the day where I should be celebrating, the memory of my mom, I'm moving things into a storage, because it was a lot of stuff, right? So I moved it all into storage, and got to my best friend's place, and I was only there for maybe a month tops, literally. Ended up getting my first place. Just stepping out there and just applying to different places, looking at different places, just trying to see what fit in my budget at the time. And of course, the apartment I moved into, my first apartment, approved me. I was able to move in not too long after. But like I said, this was the start of the pandemic. So as soon as I moved into my place, that first day, my job decides to let me go. Yes, this is for real. This was real life. So the day of the move, she decided to let me go. That was crazy. That's wow. At the beginning of a pandemic, and everything hadn't yet closed down yet. This was going into March. Like I said, wasn't even a month. And honestly, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to transpire. And me and my best friend, literally, me and my best friend, we packed the truck ourselves and then got it all the way to this side of the city and unpacked it ourselves as well too. Crazy. My friend was like 5'5", 5'4", 5'5", one of them heights, okay? And it's just me and her. Got it knocked out, got everything in there. And when I say I left that I'm about to say the wrong words. When I left this person, like, the majority of things I left with was like my clothes, other little knickknacks and stuff like that, and the couch set. I ain't have like really much. I had a good bit of stuff, but I didn't. So I'm moving into this place at the start of a pandemic with not that many things. I ain't even had a blanket. It's crazy. And I just prayed because I knew everything was gonna work itself out. And for the first, I don't know how long it was, but for the first umpteen days, I was literally sleeping like on my couches, of course, and they ain't even had the bedroom set yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? None of that stuff yet. Like, I'm sleeping in my jacket, like with my jacket over me. It was crazy. I'm talking about, like, I'm starting from bare bones, no experience, get my own place whatsoever. Utilities, all of that stuff, like all of that stuff was new to me. So I moved in there, and over time, that first year, slowly but surely, I learned fast because the shutdown happened not too long after I moved in there. So just imagine getting into your first place ever. All the major stores are closed. All the knickknacks you need you can't really grab because you can't get to it because why? You ain't working. So I'm riding off the money that I got. And when I tell you I had to figure it out. I had to figure it out, and I did. Before you knew it, it wasn't even 2 months. It wasn't even that. I had a new job. I had food stamp. I had all the, like, and before you know it, in the 6-month period of time, not even that for me moving in, I had a new bedroom set. I had my living room stuff set. I had a rug. You know what I'm saying? I had my kitchen appliances. I had bathroom set. Like, I had like, that place was getting set up quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't nobody but the Lord. Nobody but the Lord. To this day, I don't know how, and I know it's only Him. But it's just, when you think back on certain stuff, you're like, how you did that? And I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Shout out to the person that gave me my first kitchenware set, my pot set, and my knife set, and some other little things. Shout out to them, because literally I moved into that apartment like with like not much of much, necessity wise. And before you knew it, I had done built my life back up. Everything was built back up. That year was hard because that was the first time I had ever truly been completely by myself. No outside help, like from friends and family, you know what I'm saying? Like, all me. And going through a pandemic at the same time. Being isolated at the same time. Like, it was so surreal. Whole new area I ain't never been in, lived in before. Like, it was wild. I went through that. At first I was low upset and frustrated at first because I'm like, dang, why does that happen to me? But then at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? I even realized way back when I was where I was at, that in order for me to gain everything, I had to lose everything. Then I did. Then I was happy I did. Because it paid off. So, long story short, I started working, working little jobs, trying to figure out what I want to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a pandemic. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I want, like nothing. Like, it was just like I was just living just to live. You know what I'm saying? And um, I got through that first year in that apartment. I ended up staying in that apartment like 15 months. Like 15 months. And moved out of there and went through what I went through in there. And it was a decent little apartment. It wasn't nothing special. It was just a roof over my head, and I was blessed and thankful for that. Um, the next place, man, I ended up like having to stay at a hotel temporarily because I couldn't figure out where I wanted to stay, and I know I was not renewing at the place I was at. Like that was a no, like no, 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 no. And I ended up getting at the same time I moved. I was like, look at God. The same time I had moved, same week, same weekend or whatever, I ended up getting this job at this place that paid me real nice. And ended up working them, and they kept me afloat. That allowed me to get my next place, of course, um, which was not necessarily that year because I had met someone, and I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? I met somebody, and that ended up being just I don't know. That was just I don't know what that was. But long story short, I got up out there though. And ironically, it just happened like it just kept happening. Like I was like I had to get up out of there. Like I had to go. Ended up finding a place, applying for it, and got approved, of course. And then I was able to move in March. I'm like, dang, another place in March. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. So I got that place, moved immediately, and the place was a step up from my last place. It was. It had a washer and dryer built in, you know what I'm saying? We was moving up, you know what I'm saying? We had the stone countertop, you know what I'm saying? We was moving up in the world, you know what I'm saying? We was 2 closets, you know what I'm saying? We were going. And premium vinyl flooring, we was moving up. So I was blessed for that. I ended up getting that place. And it was all about by this point, this was 2022. Because remember, 2021 was the year that I left out of my old apartment and was with the other person I was with at the time. Like, in 2020 is when I got my first place. So now we're in 2022. And I got that place. And I set that place up kind of late too. Because once I moved everything from out of storage into the place, I threw away a lot of stuff. I just wanted to start fresh. I just wanted to break free from like all the old, you know what I'm saying? Just start fresh. And it felt great. So now in the new place, I got a dining room now. I had all of this stuff. So I had to get me a dining room set. I had to get me a, sofa set. I had to do some other things in there, which I did. Thanks to God. And I was able to provide for myself and sustain for myself. And then once again, of course, we're still in the pandemic, so I'm still trying to navigate through. But I was navigating through way better this time around, like way better. I was enjoying myself more. I started to step out more, find myself again, pray, and try to do the right things, and it all just worked out. It all worked out the way it's supposed to work out. I went through my ups and downs, but though that time around, I was wiser and smarter. I was able to jump ahead of a lot of things. And I was in that place only 12 months. Like, I was out there by the time that lease was up. I was ready to go. Like, we were done. So, I got out of there. I applied to a new place. I was applying for months because it just seemed like every year it's like harder and harder to find apartments that are, you know what I'm saying, worth what you're paying. The price go up every year. And I remember finding a place and getting approved. And my move-in date was March again. and I moved in March. Okay. Like, that was so crazy to me. Okay. Which I'm in this place now. Major step up from the place I've had before. Major step in so many ways. I ended up getting in here, um, coming in here with what I had. I didn't really throw away much. It just kind of worked with what I had this time around. I definitely am much more happier and comfortable now. I may not like the place where I'm like, you know what I'm saying, but it's still a blessing. Um, but that was that as far as the living situation after I got away from that horrible situation twice. Two different situations, Mental health wise, I've improved drastically over the year 2022. Prior to me turning 30, I was determined to make something in my life and be something and be somebody and get my mind together. Just wrap up a lot of loose ends and forgive those who, did wrong by me or whatever the case is, directly or indirectly, and, let bygones be bygones and get my mind together so that way I can go into the year of 30 and into the new chapter and decade happy. And I did. I turned 30, 2022. Best week in the world. Best feeling in the world. Had some family here. Definitely made it just everything I wanted it to be. And of course, I'm now 31. But it was a blessing. It was a blessing. Get my mental health together. It took some time. It took some understanding. It took trying to unwind some things. Freeing myself from things that didn't help or benefit me, my spirit. Cutting things off, people off, and changing my eating habits and all of it, like everything in between to get where I needed to get. And I did it. And it took me X amount of years, it's crazy how you go through things and you come out a bigger person, a stronger person if you listen to your body and your mind and your spirit. And that's what I did during that whole process. Everything that I went through was worth it to get to this point right now in the present. Everything. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't take back nothing because who knows where I'll end up or how I'll be. So I know I am now, and how I am now, and I feel pretty darn good. I got a long way to go, but I'm farther than I was before, way farther, and I'm blessed and happy. Like, y'all don't understand. Maybe some of y'all do. Y'all been in that position before, to where it's like you've been through so many valleys and so many fires, and so many things I've been through, and then when you break through it and you see that light and you see that beautiful green grassy hill and it's just like a blue skies, it's just beautiful. You're determined to maintain that peace and keep that peace. And that's where I'm at right now. That's why I'm determined to stay at. So the next phase of my life is going to continue to be helping the next person. Because there's a lot of people that are unspoken. And there's a lot of people that need help speaking. And, I want to be that. And everything I've been through, I just want to be that person that helps as many people as I can in so many different ways. There's so many different things I've been through, for example, in my life. And I can help so many different avenues of people. So every negative thing I can turn into a positive, and I have. And that's what I'm determined to do with everything I've been through. So, I don't look at the world as all these strikes against me and all these things against me. I don't look at the world and people like that. I look at what I can do to help the next person, because you never know what helping the next person can do. Not just for you, but for the next person. And I'm so glad that I was able to initially open up to you guys in these little series of episodes here. Just to give you a little glimpse, just a little glimpse early, because we got a long way to go. But it just for you guys to just kind of get acclimated a little bit and be able to understand me, so you can understand where the laughter, the sadness, the jokes, and everything else in between comes from. Personality, it all comes from what you guys have had the pleasure of seeing. And this is something that I have been working towards for years. And I finally did it. And I'm doing it. But like I said, there's plenty more to come. This episode was just catching you up on, life since the diagnosis, the last few years in a nutshell. But in the future, I'll expand on more things. In different episodes, I'll expand on different things and all of that. But I didn't want to keep y'all too long, but I'm pretty sure I kept y'all long enough. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you're just tuning into me and you have not seen the previous episodes, please do so. Watch them in chronological order, because, how you going to know? So, yes, that's that. Subscribe, share this to your friends, family, whoever, wherever. Let's keep this going. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Do right by yourself and others. Continue to spread peace, positivity, and joy. I'm just thankful. I'm just happy I can wrap this up and continue and do the next phase in the next chapter, what I plan on doing. So, with that being said, there's nothing else left to say. But thank you. Tune in real soon, because but thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Peace.